haven't done a garden video in a while. I haven't been outside because it's so hot, and I'm turning it this way so that it looks better on YouTube. So I'm trying to look at the camera right, so I don't know if I'm even looking at you. But anyways, it's been hot and I am glad to be outside when it's not hot. So here's my chocolate flowers. I did a boo-boo. This happens every year. I always forget to increase the watering when the triple digits come. I always forget this. I'm so silly. And so everything was starting to shrivel up and not look too good, especially this pepper plant. I almost lost this pepper plant. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should check the watering schedule. And I had it set to going off every 2 days. And that's not good. With these puny pipes that I have, these little pipes, they need to be going off way more than that if it's 114. So I changed it to twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the early evening, for about 10 to 15 minutes. And everything came back to life, thank goodness. This rose bush is hanging in there. We get small roses in the heat, and you can hear the water's just doing great. And look at, because I increased the watering, we actually got another rose on this bush. It's just like, yay! And everything else looks a little shabby over here because it's just that time of year. But over here is the lushness. And this massive chase tree, so big. I am constantly having to prune this lantana back, shape it, keep it from like taking over the world. But I love letting it go over here and having it just crawl and intermingle with the crossvine. And the crossvine, I guess it doesn't do flowers in the intense heat. It did flowers in the spring, but right now it just looks all pretty, like a vine. Lushness. The wonderful thing about cherry tomatoes, they'll still produce cherry tomatoes when it's 114. I haven't had any bad luck with them not producing more flowers. And look over here, loads more coming. 114 degrees, we still get these beauties. And even though I planted this guy way late, like in May, he is taking off. I'm so excited. Armenian cucumber. I cannot wait to see what dark green cucumbers look like. And the vincas are hanging in there. I think some get less water than others. See, this irrigation pipe is old and I need to check it. But you can tell they're just ready to go. Now this is my puny basil that's kind of doing good. Once I pinched off the flowers, then more comes, so that's good. But we have a surprise here. This guy is a vinca. I can tell right away from his leaves he's a vinca. And vincas seed by themselves all the time. And so I will gladly welcome this little vinca plant here. There is vacancy for him. He's gonna get nice and bushy. He can take the heat. So free plant. So my favorite spot back here are my 2 yellow bell bushes. They just keep getting bigger and bigger throughout the temperatures. And I always like to take a peek at my neighbor's wall because that's the goal of vines. We want them to be like, poof, just going over the wall, just taking over it, making it covered up and pretty. So I get inspired by my neighbor's wall. But I love just coming over here. And I love that I shoved a purple lantana in between them. Not quite enough sun for him, but still pretty to see him spilling out in the ground in between these 2 buckets of sunshine. This cherry tomato plant, it's a few vines. I let him get bushy, but he is doing remarkably well. This is the first time I've been really vigilant at coming out each day and just checking. Check for any bugs, problems, diseases, anything. And so I haven't really had any problems, and pruning off the suckers really helps. So check your garden each day, prune off the suckers on tomatoes, give them some air to breathe in between, less problems. I love what I'm learning this year. This is really good in this little area. And I'm really thankful for these clouds in the sky. For some reason, it's not as hot right now this morning. It's really nice and cool, which is really gonna help because we're gonna be putting up the pool right there and we need it to be cool.